Cassette tapes. Cassette tapes, ah! And more cassette tapes. Oh my gosh. This is called a reel-to-reel tape recorder. I have one of those too. That existed before the cassette and cassette player. This is looking inside of a cassette. You've got your supply reel, that's the large side over here. And your take-up reel, the little side, and the tape comes down here through these rollers, across the head, over this roller and up and around. Often you can rewind these with a pen or a pencil by turns the sprocket. Otherwise you just put your finger in there and turn it little by little by little, but with the pen or pencil it could go quicker. Most cassette players look like this. Just a few things about cassettes before I get going here. A compact audio cassette. It's analog magnetic polymer plastic tape. It was developed by Philips Company in 1962 basically for dictation machines, and it became a really popular thing. And then it's still, some people use it, like me, but pretty much it had 30 years of strong running, you know, and then after that people kind of lost interest and CDs came into being. But the only thing that in my generation had growing up was, besides a reel-to-reel tape, was a cassette recorder, and LP records, and 45s. Basically, there was a wire recorder, but hardly anyone had those. My dad had one. You would listen to your music, or whatever, if you were given a tape with music, and you'd find where you wanted to take out some. And you take a China marker, which is like a white grease pencil, and you make a mark on the tape, and then you'd run it through again, and you listen till you want to splice it, the other part, and you make a mark. And then you'd sit down and you'd pull the tape out, and you'd put it across this thing. Put the tape across here, and you'd make a diagonal splice on one of those grease marks, and then you'd find the other grease mark, and you put it right over the top of that. And you'd cut that and take that piece out in the middle and put a piece of this skinny splicing tape on it. You would hold it together and you could listen to it. That was long before the digital. I mean, now people have it so easy to edit things. It's amazing. All you have to do is put it through a digital thing and look at the counter and find out exactly how many seconds or milliseconds, and then stop it, and then stop it, and then just delete the middle part. You don't even have to cut physically anything, which is amazing. The technology today is so cool for anyone that has to record or wants to record anything. It's really cool. But yeah, I went to broadcast school as well, and we learned how to splice things, and the teacher gave us reel-to-reel tape of music. I don't remember what, I think it was Barry Manilow or something. He gave me some music, and he said, I want you to take out the chorus, or take out a verse or something. And everybody had to do that. And then we'd bring the tapes back in class, and we'd listen to them, and the teacher would try to listen to see where you cut, because you can hear it, you know, people that can't do it right, and if it's sloppy, you can hear it. But mine, he said, you get an F. And I said, what? Because you didn't do it. I said, yes, I did. So we listened to it again, and I said, right about here. So we stopped the tape, and he was going through the tape itself, looking for the splice. He found it, and he goes, oh, I had the tightest splice around. This is my micro cassette. It takes little tiny guys. This is what people used to use, like in class. You could record your lecture on there or put it in your pocket. You could record a meeting with your boss or whatever. It's a friend of mine from YouTube and Facebook, Sarah. Lovely girl, songwriter, singer. I recorded that just to show you. This has 2 speeds, fast and slow, so you could do like a chipmunk thing. It has a plug, an electric plug. It has 2 batteries, AA batteries, a counter. You can push to 0 when you start recording something. That way, if you're looking for a certain spot on the tape, I forget. This is a pause button. This is forward and reverse. What is this one? I don't recall what that is. There's this button. But I don't use this hardly ever. And it's not in the best working shape right now, as you could hear. This one I use a lot. This is regular size cassettes. I have had 2 or 3 different tape players in my lifetime. This is the nicest, neatest, coolest one that I have. It has a pause button as well, and it has a counter as well. Here's the microphone, and you could plug in a microphone. There's an earphone, a volume thingy. And you've got your play button and record. When you're recording, you press them both down. Stop, reverse, and forward. It takes 2 AA batteries as well. This is an old tape, one from the box. I absolutely adore Monty Python's Flying Circus. I discovered it in the early 70s in my grandma's basement. There was a TV down there, and to get us out of, when we were hanging out at grandma's, we'd hang out in the basement. And then I think it was Monday nights at 7 o'clock. Saturday night, we'd go up to Iowa on the weekends to visit my grandma. And we lived down here in St. Louis about 1971 to something like that. I found a head cleaner tape. It basically has like a white cloth belt that goes around one way and the other way. What you do is you put a drop of denatured alcohol on just one spot before putting it in the machine, and you run it one way and then the other way, and it cleans the recording heads off. Didn't know I had that. Most of these things are written in pencil in the scribbles that I can't read. I don't know what Monday. Oh, Monty Python. Monty Python. Saturday Night Live off TV. John Lennon music. Assorted songs from 1971 and 72. Let's find out what's on here, okay? Vincent is the name of this song. Perhaps they never will. Don't remember that one. You know that one. Good song.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. If she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
Oh, It Never Rains in California is the name of this song.
Out of words come out of my head.
Oh, am I at the end of the tape? I'll stop it and take it out and turn it over. Close it.
Makes another cash call first thing tomorrow morning for $5,567.
I taped it off the radio.
When your phone rings, if you don't say hello, say KSLQ. Plays less commercial.
Oh, KSLQ doesn't even exist anymore. It was 98 point something FM. It's now something else. Witchy Woman, I think. Is that what this one is? I apologize if anyone doesn't like that squirrely sound. It's a good song. Kind of a happy song. Obstacles in my way. What else do we have in this box? Easy Winners, Scott Joplin. This next song was one my father played at the piano. It's called Dardanella. I was the man on the street reporter. And David, my brother David, is very creative. So I went up to him and I said, we're interviewing one of the oldest kindergarten teachers around, Olga Kremke. Olga Kremke, and I'd put the microphone to him and he'd go, yes. I'd say, they say you have an interesting way of keeping children's attention. Yes. Well, how do you do it? And I have to find this tape because his responses, I laughed so hard, I almost wet myself. And my brother Richard wanted in on it. He just wasn't as creative at all. And I tried to interview him, and he just, nothing. Some people are more creative. And I have to find this tape. David's been asking me, have you found that tape? I'd like to hear it. So would I. So I will be looking for it in all these cassette tapes that I have all over. I have some in my room. I have some in here in this box. I have a lot. I'll be very sad when the recorder or the tape stop working because it's really cool. It's a neat way of transporting your sounds. I know most people use their phones these days, or an MP3 is even out the window these days. I'm behind the times, but I don't care. So hopefully I'll find that. The brand of the tape, there's another one that's the same brand. It's Certron 60. And I called my show the Certron 60 show. That was just the name of the label on the tape. It's a 60-minute, oh that's right, I can tell you, 60-minute cassette. These are this one's a 60 minutes or 90 minutes, which means 30 minutes recording one side and 30 minutes recording the other side, or 45 minutes. So if you are playing a tape and recording off of a record or something, and it gets to the end of the tape at the 30-minute mark, you'll have to flip the tape over, and the rest of if the song's not finished, and it'll start at the beginning of the other side. So a really good person that would time all their music and fit it in all on one side and maybe fit the rest in on the other side with some tape to spare. But that's Cassettes. Sorry, my blithering has taken so long, and it's taken so long for me to do this because I've just been busy doing other stuff. But yeah, it's all pretty interesting, actually. I have to go in the basement, do some more decluttering, go upward and onward.